communication models. So there's linear and simple communication model, and there's an interactive communication model. Again, linear communication model. In this model, the message is just delivered from the sender to the receiver rather than understood. So it's kind of like a passive communication, right? So when you send a text message or a WhatsApp message, you are just sending it from your side until and unless the other person acknowledges it and gives feedback on that message. You would not know whether it was understood properly, right? That means it's just a message that's delivered from sender to the receiver. It's a simple and linear communication model because there's not much of an interaction there. So that is text message and email messages. Email is also the same way. You actually type in an email for somebody to understand something from your side. Unless and until the other person acknowledges or responds back to your email in one way or the other, you wouldn't be able to understand their version of it or their interpretation of it. And these two happen a lot at workplaces. As a matter of fact, we would be texting continuously during the day at your workplace, and there will be a lot of emails that will be going out in a day, because that's the easiest and simplest form of communication, and that is very necessary because at workplace you have 100 things that needs to be addressed at the same time, and then you won't be able to pick up the phone and talk to the other person or have a 10-minute conversation sometimes. A text message doesn't take more than 30 seconds or 1 minute sometimes. So you kind of deliver your message from your side so that when the other person gets to it, he or she will be able to respond to it. So these are very critical in terms of workplaces, how you handle your work. And you also have to learn in the sense, if you have good communication or strong communication skills, you would be able to articulate the text message. Even if it's a simple 2-line text message, you will be able to articulate it really well. And the email is also the same way. Email has a structure. Any message that you send out, whether it is a simple communication model or an interactive communication model, it has to have the articulation assigned to it, right? So the articulation process, when you think of the articulation process, it happens only when you understand what the other person is trying to do. Again, your active listening plays a role in this, right? And then the other one is the interactive communication model, wherein again, so you're talking face to face or over a phone or via web meeting like we are doing today. And that is basically the receiver and the sender are understanding it, acknowledging it from both sides, interpreting it and responding to it. That is why in a lot of these team meetings, you schedule it for 30 minutes and it just goes on and on and on for more than 1 hour or 2 hours, right? Even when students are doing group projects, they kind of conflict each other and they question each other because there is a lot of communication happening in an interactive manner when it happens in a team meeting, even a face-to-face interaction.
Skillioma, Beyond Curriculum.